Being single can be just as magical as a loving relationship. It absolutely can because you know what happens? We come into this world and we're fed fairy tale love from very young. So there's a lot of propaganda that programs us to desire relationships, to only seek love inside of romantic situations. We devalue our platonic connections. We devalue our familial connections, or even in today's time, it's not even that we devalue them. A lot of us just don't have access to the closeness that we get from a romantic relationship. A lot of us come from like traumatic homes or homes where love isn't really prevalent. And so we can't find that closeness in our loved ones. So we seek it out in a romantic situation. So it's really a lack of love generally on top of programming that causes people to run to someone who is a romantic partner. So we seek out a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, whatever, to fulfill those needs. And we don't find it alone. And it makes it hard to be single because it's hard to make friends these days. It's hard to find community. People are so distrusting. People aren't themselves. The authenticity is lacking. People aren't pure with their hearts and intentions, and it's a shit show. But I think what is being required of a lot of us right now is to be still. We are not being still enough to listen, being still enough to be transformed because we're looking to everyone else to change. We think it's everyone else and it's not us when it's our inner world that's affecting the external reality. And I say that because you have to authentically be yourself. This love that you're seeking on the same vibration as you, this is a love that's going to come as you embrace who you really are. This is not the you that is cynical and mean and whatever else, anxious. Like this is a version of you that who you were when you came into this world before you let your experiences determine your identity. The more you lean into that person, the more what is meant for you can find you. So as we're single and we're like lonely and we're searching and seeking and longing, that will continue if we don't allow ourselves to be processed while we're single. There are periods in your life where you're going to have to choose solitude. You're going to have to because that is when the most work is going to be done on you. And then when you accumulate these relationships, that's when you can start to put that work into practice. Now, don't get me wrong, it's essential for you to have long term romantic connections, long term friendships that matter to you because this is where it's going to be tested and tried. You can only do so much on your own. But it is still important to emphasize being alone. You have to do some introspection. Your singleness can be juicy, bro. Like, you see women and men, whoever, solo traveling, figuring themselves out. You can be that. You can find fulfillment in something other than a romantic relationship, even though that's not what we've been taught. We've been taught to seek out fulfillment and love and peace and happiness in someone else. When you are sufficient, you are so sufficient, you are so enough. You don't need anyone's permission to be happy alone. You don't need permission to do that.